I was going to let that cheer go on for more than 2 minutes, by the way. Let us begin with Councilmember Vang.
I'll start. Councilwoman Valenzuela, my sister, my partner in crime. I don't feel lonely up here because I have you, and I'm going to miss you dearly. I believe Sacramento is better because of you. You have always demonstrated unwavering dedication to the city, not just for District 4, but you think about all neighborhoods that have been left behind. There are times even up here on the dais that I'm a little jealous of you because you are the most progressive elected on this dais. And you always prioritize justice and equity. And I strive to be like you every single day. You give me courage when I'm scared on this dais. It's because of you that I have the courage to actually fight harder every single day. I want you to know that. I see how hard you've worked the past 4 years, and I remember when I came on, we both were pandemic candidates. We were sworn in on Zoom, and it's still our top priority is homelessness. And I know intricately that when we talk about homelessness, a lot of electeds actually shy away from addressing the issue. But I actually feel like the mayor was able to get stuff done because you were his co-champion on championing issues to address homelessness in the city. We wouldn't have the benchmarks and the milestones and the successes without your fight, your dedication to serving our most vulnerable communities, and that's our unhoused neighbors on the street. Folks know that you also will never back down on any fight. Your policy chops, your passion is unmatched. And I'm going to say it again. Sacramento is better because of you. And the lives of Sacramentans is better because of you. And I hope that you take that with you. And I know that your work has just begun because, like I shared with Chantal, it's not about the title. It's about the person and the work that you do day in and day out. I love you so much. I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to serve alongside you the past 4 years. And I can't wait to see what else you're going to do. Just keep shining. Keep doing Katie Valenzuela. I love you, and I'm so proud of you.
Top that, Rick Jennings.
I am not going to try. What I loved about Councilmember Vang's comments was the emotion that was involved in it and the truth that was involved in it. When the crowd started cheering, they started cheering because of your fundamental belief that people deserve a voice in decisions that impact them. Mm-hmm. When you read about District 4 and Katie Valenzuela and the time that she was there, she made sure that people had a voice, that they could be heard. And so they applaud because their voice is being heard and they know that you're a difference maker. So I put that down. You're a difference maker. You have leadership and dedication. You know how to get things done. You're the best champion that I've ever had the opportunity to team up with, especially as it relates to golf. And while they may not think that that's important, when you have a female who can hit the ball 240 yards and hit it straight down the middle and leave you a 100-yard shot left, you win championships, and we were able to win championships. And so anytime you need a partner, and whenever I need a partner, I want to know I can count on you like you know you can count on me. I also just want to thank you personally for the incredible team that you put together of Yee and Michaela and Erica and yourself as a part of that team. Just an incredible team. I watch them every single day because you are right next to me. No matter how loud you are, I don't care. We kind of forgot all about all of that noise that they were making, but we know that the noise was making effective work and they were getting things done. So I just want to applaud you on the team that you put together of helping you to fulfill the vision that you had. And I join Councilmember Vang in saying, whatever you decide to do in life, I know you will be successful. You have been successful at everything you've done so far, and that will not stop. And so we are behind you 150% from this point going forward. Good luck.
Councilmember Valenzuela, to clear, many people call her Councilmember Venezuela. I said, no, that's the country. It's Valenzuela. To my my colleague at the state level, for us working on statewide policy, and more importantly, organizing at the local level. And I will say thank you for being able to focus on the bigger vision of issues. And I will go back to before you were elected, when there were questions about whether we wanted to take away restrictions on the proliferation of liquor stores in Stockton Boulevard. And the one small item that could have been, I think, detrimental in the long run led to what we've done on Stockton Boulevard. And because of your organizing work to think about, hey, no, we can re-envision commercial corridors. And not only during that time as an organizer in the Oak Park community, but then on the council focusing on the commercial corridor revitalization and thinking about how we transform built environments already, and that it's not easy and that these small little things do add up. They are transformative, and because of it, my council district, the one that you don't represent, but that you were involved with, is benefiting from it. It's flourishing from that activism. So I have to say thank you for your consistent engagement in every level and recognizing that. It has changed our city, and what was an old way of thinking is now a new way of thinking. Congratulations, and I look forward to the best for you in the future.
Councilmember Valenzuela, I was thinking about before I was in this seat, years before, I was knocking on doors for you. I remember how excited I was about your candidacy and about the ideas that you were bringing forth, and just how exhilarating it was to think about how Sacramento could be different. And you've only shown that tenfold in your time in office, not just bringing forth the ideas that you talked about on the campaign trail, but new ones as well. Ever since coming into this seat, I've also realized that you're someone who doesn't just talk, but you show up. I remember, literally being at the Outreach Engagement Center or at any of the warming centers, which you constantly push for, and you're not just the one saying, we need to open up warming centers. You're the one at the warming center serving coffee and tea to people. I think that speaks to exactly who you are and the kind of leader that you are. You don't just talk, you lead by action. I'll also say that you are one of the smartest people I've ever met in my entire life. Yeah. Literally any policy, you name it, I'll be like, okay, let's do this. And you're like, I've already produced 10 white papers and you just don't sleep. And you really know what you're talking about. And I think that's also a function sometimes of, being in our positions, also being a woman in your position, woman of color in your position, always needing to be 10 times smarter, working 10 times harder. And you do that, and you do it with grace. And it's just been a real pleasure working with you. I'm so excited to see what you do next. I hope that, as you always, take care of yourself when you go forth on your journey, and try to get some sleep, please. Thank you.
All right, Councilmember Valenzuela. I always say Katie. Everyone on Metro 14, you may not know this, but she keeps this cute little fan here. That makes her hair blow back when she's talking. I was watching one day, and I'm like, what the? And I'm like, okay. She said I might be able to keep it, so we'll see. We might have to have an option over here. But Katie, you have always stood your ground. You stuck to your values, and you fought hard every step of the way these last 4 years. You never stopped working. You never stop loving, never stop thinking about other people and how you can make other people's lives better. Everyone, regardless of whether they agree with you on policy or not, can say that they admire you for being true for who you are and what you believe in, because you come as an honest broker. You help teach me that being uncomfortable is okay. And doing the right thing will always lead me to a better night's sleep on Tuesday council nights. You're wicked smart, you're kind, you're such a hard worker, and I've truly loved getting to know you better as my seatmate. I know we have a lot of projects in the works together in the months to come, and I'm really excited for that. And I'll miss you very much. And you have my commitment to never stop fighting for what's right and shining light on that. Like Councilmember Vang said, Sacramento is better because of you, and thank you for your service.
Councilmember Valenzuela, the first time we met, I was afraid that, I had 10 minutes to meet with you because I was late to our first meeting. And this was when I applied to be appointed to the seat, and I was like, how am I going to convince her to support me in 10 minutes? But, you did, and I thank you for that. Thank you for being a champion for the community. When I came in, camp resolution was one of the top issues in North Sacramento, in the city of Sacramento, and you took lead and introduced me to the residents and unhoused, and taking lead with the city and the mayor to really help us resolve the issues regarding homelessness in our unhoused population. And that's something that I'm really grateful for, because being somebody new to council, this was a very, in my heart, it's really hard when we talk about how we serve our unhoused, and you have been a champion to help lead that effort. Also, thank you for inviting me to my first golf tournament on council, and you and Councilmember Jennings and Councilmember Vang, but the fact is that do not invite Councilmember Vang and me, because we did not win that tournament.
I don't do golf.
And we will. So thank you so much. I enjoy my time with you on council, and my golf game will get better. Thank you for tutoring me, and hopefully we get to play more in the future. Thank you.
There's Councilmember Valenzuela. There's very little I can add that my colleagues have not said, each in their own way. But where people don't pay attention, that you really had an impact that has ripple effects, is your advocacy with the lowriders. Because it wasn't just the lowriders that you advocated for, but the ripple effect that comes with that. And an area where I know you and I have agreed, while many people don't understand why, but your leadership in cannabis has made an effect on so many lives in so many ways. So I wish you the best of luck in whatever future endeavor and fight you get in. I know you will give it your all, and good luck to you.
Well, I got a lot of things to say. Every governing body, every group needs someone who insists on fundamental change. Because without that push, that body remains stale and does not go nearly as far as it could without that provocation. And that's Katie Valenzuela. I'm really glad that Vang started out by talking about homelessness, because I thought about it, but you really crystallized it for me. Whatever I did to help get this city in the arena, I could not have done it or gotten nearly as far if I did not have somebody who was an even more fierce believer in the need and the imperative of caring for the least among us, if it wasn't for Katie Valenzuela. Because those were crucial years. And we were doing a lot of experimentation. I mean, whether it was the outreach and engagement center, the warming center, in the library. There were so many important fits and starts, always insisting that we push farther and harder. It's gotten us to what, nearly 1,500 beds every single night, and some really hopeful numbers. Not a solution. Too many people are still out there, but that doesn't happen without a true believer who is willing to use the muscle and the community coalition that you built to insist that we do more and better. I think it's really instructive as well how you chose as an activist to run for political office, right? Because that required a significant sacrifice of your own, not only for your life, but also you have to be among this this messy group and process that often leads to those compromises. And for all the times that may be publicly noted where you disagreed because we didn't go far enough, I can tell you there are equal or more numbers of times where you participated in actually driving a solution that led to a 9-0 vote. You're smart and you have a great heart. You're a kind person. And I never felt, even in our disagreements, that it never felt personal. I always felt friendship. And I feel the same way towards you. I'm reminded of that great quote that Theodore Roosevelt talked about. It was called the quote, "Man in the Arena." I would say that quote, updated to 2024, the woman in the arena, applies to you. The credit never belongs to the critic. It belongs to the person, I'm paraphrasing, who tries valiantly in the arena, who, in fact, it's so good, and it's about you, that I want to read it, but make it about you. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong woman stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the woman who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, who spends herself in a worthy cause, and who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, many times for you, and who at the worst, if she fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that her place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. That was 1915. That's 2024, and that's Katie Valenzuela. Congratulations, too. Okay?
That's perfect.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Actually, someone did remake that as Woman in the Arena and
Really
gave it to
good.
me. Yeah,
Good.
it's very good. Thank you all. When I decided to run, I got a piece of advice to pick a precinct throughout my district and just canvass and not have a platform or a pitch, but just ask people, what they were concerned about, what were their priorities. And so I picked as my first precinct, a precinct right along Land Park, very big, very expensive houses. We walked up and this guy answered the door, a middle-aged white guy, and I said, okay, what are your big priorities? And he thought for just a second before saying to me, Stephon Clark. He's like, I can't believe that Stephon Clark was killed in this city, and I want to know what you would do if you were elected to ensure that never happens again. And I say that example because I continue to tell people, as much as you may think about me as a person, a lot of people don't actually know me, but people have thoughts about me as a person, that my positions up here were always as a representative of a broader community, a community that's growing in number, that's growing in conviction. It's the reason why we had two progressive top two candidates for mayor, right, in this election. A city that's looking for change and is really frustrated with the status quo. And I know that that change will continue in the years to come. So I told the mayor earlier that I'm sitting here holding multiple truths at the same time, if I'm honest. Sadness, obviously, for the things that we couldn't get done because we ran out of time that we were trying to get done. pride for all we did, both as a council and in office, which was a lot. I mean, we weren't doing safe grounds as a city when I took office. I mean, when I think back at all that's changed, it's just incredible. Excitement that I will again be free to organize and advocate and not have a Twitter account, and no, you can't have my cell phone anymore, and it's going to be great. And concern, honestly, for the future of our city, because the hard-fought progress that we've made these last few years, as the mayor referenced, is tenuous and will really depend on the courage and hard choices of this body if we aren't going to lose momentum. So don't forget, colleagues, just because I'm not here doesn't mean that my perspective is not present throughout our city. And the views I've expressed in my time of office, I mean, you represent all of us too, and so I hope you see the changing tides, and because we're all really depending on you to keep doing the work to ensure that Sacramento is a city for all of us. So all that said, I am proud to serve with everybody on this dais, and to witness day in and day out just the hundreds and hundreds of city's employees, some of which are in the audience. I mean, I came home from a wedding at 11 p.m. the other night, and who was sitting on my corner in the middle of the storm but DOU employees, like draining, like pumping a drain so that the water would go down. I mean, just the incredible commitment that you all have shown me every single day. I mean, there's just no way I could do it justice by trying to name it, but I'm incredibly impressed by the team that keeps the city running, and just want you to know that it's been a true honor to work with you and to see your commitment every day. And to my incredible team, because I truly could not have done this without you. And I love the fact that our office was the loudest office on the 5th floor. And I will really miss hearing your laughter and seeing your passion and your commitment every single day. I know that no matter what you do next, you're going to keep making a big difference for this community. And I'm proud to call you my friends. And I hope that we will continue to work together for many, many years to come. So in conclusion, I will just say that my mantra in this role was that the minute I became more concerned with keeping this seat than doing the right thing was the minute I didn't deserve this seat. And I am proud. I'm proud that I'm leaving this role really with a completely clear conscience, with the no regrets, and feeling like, we just truly didn't waste one day. So this is not goodbye, because we are not done, and we will be seeing you later. And I just have to say, Mayor, you texted me earlier about the order of operations today, and you said, I know you probably invited people tonight, and I don't want to keep them waiting. And I felt really weird, because I'm like, oh no, I didn't invite anybody to come tonight. Because should I have invited somebody to come tonight? I was like, oh no, don't tell my aunt, she's only an hour away. But in the end, I wasn't worried, because I knew the racial equity ordinance was on the agenda tonight, and I knew that my people would be here. So thank you all. I truly could not have done this without all of you, and I see you out there and so many people who aren't here. You kept me bold, you kept me strong, you kept me accountable, and I can't wait to see what we're going to do next. So thank you.